Hey everyone, happy Monday, July 27th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, and let's get into the week ahead on the markets. And like always, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more at amf-capital.de. Let's dive in. Now, the big theme this week is artificial intelligence. Yesterday's headlines already made it clear that investors remain focused on one question: are the massive investments in AI actually going to pay off? Well, this week we'll hear from some of the biggest names in technology. Microsoft, Meta, Apple, and Amazon are all reporting earnings, but honestly, their revenue and profit numbers may not be the biggest story. Instead, investors will be listening very carefully to what these companies say about future AI spending and, even more importantly, how they plan to turn those investments into profits. Last week, Alphabet beat expectations, but the stock still fell after the company announced even higher spending on AI infrastructure. That reaction showed just how nervous investors have become about the enormous costs of building data centers and expanding computing capacity. It's also a big week for the Federal Reserve. Policymakers meet on Tuesday and Wednesday, and while markets expect interest rates to remain unchanged, investors will be paying close attention to any discussion about inflation. Some Fed officials have suggested that AI-related investment could become a longer-lasting source of inflation than recent energy shocks. On Thursday, we'll also get fresh data on economic growth and the Fed's preferred inflation measure, both of which could influence expectations for interest rates later this year. And finally, don't forget that the ripple effects extend well beyond the technology giants themselves. Companies supplying chips, memory, and data storage for AI are also reporting this week, giving investors another look at whether the AI boom still has room to run. So, plenty to watch over the next few days. It promises to be another fascinating week for investors. All right, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found today's episode helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. And if you want more insights, just add me on LinkedIn or Instagram. Always happy to connect. See you tomorrow morning.